In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 dividend stocks for cash flow to buy now. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Let's get started. Investors worldwide are concentrating on dividend stocks like the Coca-Cola Company, Johnson & Johnson, and the Procter & Gamble Company because they offer consistent passive income in the face of recession fears and a faltering economy. Free cash flow, or the money left over after a company has paid its expenditures and operating costs, is used by companies with strong financials to pay dividends. Strong free cash flow then determines the degree of dividend sustainability, and investors prefer companies that generate strong free cash flow. Here are our top 10 dividend stocks for cash flow. Number 10. Chevron Corporation, NYSE, CVX. Chevron Corporation is an American energy company that manufactures and sells gasoline, diesel, marine and aviation fuels, and fuel oil additives. In Q2 2022, Chevron Corporation reported cash flow from operations of $13.8 billion and free cash flow of $10.6 billion. The company ended the first 6 months of the year with over $12 billion available in cash and cash equivalents, up from $5.6 billion at the end of December 2021. Chevron Corporation pays a quarterly dividend of $1.42 per share, with a dividend yield of 3.47%, as of August 2022. The company maintains a 35-year track record of consistent dividend growth. In July 2022, analysts upgraded Chevron Corporation to buy with a $167 price target, highlighting the company's buyback policy. Number 9. Target Corporation, NYSE, TGT. An American big box store company, Target Corporation reported over $1.1 billion in cash and cash equivalents at the end of Q1 2022, with total assets amounting to nearly $18 billion. The company paid over $424 million in dividends during the quarter, up 32.4% from the same period last year. In addition to this, it also repurchased $10 million worth of shares during Q1, indicating strong financials. Target Corporation generated over $5 billion in free cash flow in the fiscal year 2021 and its free cash flow yield stands at 6.6%. In June 2022, Target Corporation announced a 20% hike in its quarterly dividend of $1.08 per share. The company maintains a 51-year track record of consistent dividend growth. Its payout ratio currently stands at 27.9%. As of August 1st, the stock's dividend yield came in at 2.46%. In August 2022, Wells Fargo upgraded Target Corporation to overweight, with a $195 price target. Number 8. International Business Machines Corporation, NYSE, IBM. International Business Machines Corporation is an American multinational tech company that has operations in over 171 countries globally. In Q2 2022, International Business Machines Corporation reported $1.3 billion in net cash from operating activities and generated $2.1 billion in free cash flow. Its free cash flow yield stood at 8.5%. The company ended the quarter with $7.8 billion available in cash and returned $1.5 billion to shareholders in dividends during the quarter. IBM has a solid dividend history, paying dividends to shareholders since 1916 while holding a 27-year streak of dividend growth. It currently pays a quarterly dividend of $1.65 per share, with a yield of 5.05%, as of the close of August 1, 2022. In July 2022, Morgan Stanley raised its price target on IBM to $157 with an overweight rating on the shares, expecting the company to perform well in the second half of the year. Number 7. Abbvie Inc NYSE, ABBV. An American biopharmaceutical company, Abbvie Inc reported nearly $5 billion in operating cash flow and over $4.7 billion in free cash flow in Q1 2022. The company's free cash flow yield currently stands at 8.6%. Abbvie Inc pays a quarterly dividend of $1.41 per share, with a yield of 3.93%. The company has been raising its dividends consistently for the past 50 years. In July 2022, J.P. Morgan lifted its price target on Abbvie Inc to $180 with an overweight rating on the shares, calling the stock one of its favorite names in the pharma sector. Number 6. Exxon Mobil Corporation, NYSE, XOM. Exxon Mobil Corporation is an American multinational oil and gas corporation headquartered in Irving, Texas. It is the largest direct descendant of John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil and was formed on November 30, 1999, by the merger of Exxon and Mobil. Both of its predecessors are used as brands for fueling stations and downstream products today. The vertically integrated company also has a chemical division, ExxonMobil Chemical, which produces plastic, synthetic rubber, and other chemical products. ExxonMobil Corporation reported a strong balance sheet in Q2 2022, posting cash flow from operating activities of $20 billion. The energy company generated $16.9 billion in free cash flow, up from $10.8 billion recorded in the previous quarter. It distributed $7.6 billion to shareholders during the quarter, $3.7 billion of which represented dividend payments. ExxonMobil Corporation has a free cash flow yield of 8.8%. ExxonMobil Corporation holds a 38-year track record of consistent dividend growth. It pays a quarterly dividend of 88 cents per share, with a dividend yield of 3.63%. On August 2022, Bank of America raised its price target on ExxonMobil Corporation to $123, while maintaining a buy rating on the shares. Number 5. Altria Group Incorporated, NYSE, MO. Altria Group produces and markets tobacco, cigarettes, and related products. In its second quarter 2022 report, the company posted solid financials, with cash and cash equivalents amounting to over $2.5 billion. The company paid over $1.6 billion in dividends during the quarter and maintained its long-term payout ratio target of 80%. It also repurchased 10 million shares in Q2 for a total cost of over $507 million. In May 2022, Altria Group Incorporated declared a quarterly dividend of 90 cents per share, in line with its previous dividend. The company holds a 52-year streak of consistent dividend growth. As of August 1, the stock's dividend yield came in at 8.21%. In July, analysts set a $54 price target on Altria Group Incorporated with a buy rating on the shares but expressed concerns due to worsening cigarette volumes in the U.S. Number 4. American Express Company, NYSE, AXB. American Express Company is a New York-based credit card service company that also provides travel-related offerings to consumers. In Q2 2022, American Express Company reported an operating cash flow of over $4.2 billion, up from $3.8 billion in the previous quarter. The company's free cash flow also grew to over $3.8 billion from $3.4 billion recorded at the end of March. Its free cash flow yield stood at 11.2%. American Express Company has a very strong dividend history, offering regular payouts to shareholders for the past 30 years. It currently pays a quarterly dividend of 52 cents per share, with a dividend yield of 1.35%, as of August 1. Number 3. Archer Daniels Midland Company, NYSE, ADM. Archer Daniels Midland Company is an American food processing company that offers sustainable human and animal nutrition. At the end of Q2 2022, Archer Daniels Midland Company reported $906 million in cash and cash equivalents, up from $869 million in the same period last year. The company's operating cash flow came in at $531 million and free cash flow stood at $248 million. It paid over $453 million in dividends during the quarter, compared with $417 million worth of payouts in the prior year quarter. The company's free cash flow yield came in at 11.6%. The Archer Daniels Midland Company pays a quarterly dividend of 40 cents per share. The company has been making dividend payments for the past 90 years while maintaining a 48-year track record of consistent dividend growth. The dividends are well covered with a payout ratio of 24.2%. As of August 2022, the stock's dividend yield stood at 1.93%. As the demand for renewable diesel has increased, Baird raised its price target on Archer Daniels Midland Company in July to $94, with an outperform rating on the shares. Number 2. ATT Incorporated, NYSE, T. ATT Incorporated is a Texas-based multinational telecommunications company that is the largest provider of mobile phone services in the U.S. In Q2 2022, ATT generated over $1.1 billion in free cash flow, up from $984 million in the previous quarter. The company's operating cash flow came in at nearly $6 billion, compared with $5.7 billion at the end of March 2022. Its free cash flow yield stood at 18.9%. The company expects to generate over $10 billion in free cash flow in the second half of the year. AT&T paid over $2 billion worth of dividends during the quarter, and its free cash flow dividend payout ratio came in at 150%. AT&T has been raising its dividends consecutively for the past 23 years. Its current quarterly payout stands at $0.2775 per share, with a yield of 5.91%, as of the close of August 2022. In July, Morgan Stanley set a $22 price target on AT&T with an overweight rating on the shares, highlighting the company's earnings beat in Q2 2022. Number 1. Chubb Limited, NYSE, CB. Chubb Limited provides insurance products that cover property and casualty, accident and health, life insurance, and reinsurance. At the end of Q2 2022, Chubb Limited reported over $7 billion in cash, up from $1.6 billion at the end of December 2021. Its operating cash flow came in at $2.7 billion, up from $2.4 billion in the previous quarter. The company's free cash flow yield came in at 24.2%. Chubb Limited pays a quarterly dividend of 83 cents per share. The company spent over $348 million in dividends during the quarter. The stock's dividend yield was recorded at 1.76% as of the close of August 1st. In July, Jefferies lowered its price target on Chubb Limited to $244 due to Russia-related losses and below-average investment returns in the insurance sector. However, the firm maintained a buy rating on the stock. Which dividend stock from the list do you think is the best for cash flow? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for the best stocks to buy, investing strategies and much more. Thank you for watching.